If you've ever flipped on Pro Pool, you've definitely seen 9-ball. It's fast, it's aggressive, and a whole game can be over in a blink. So what makes it so exciting? Well, it's a game of rotation and strategy, not just sinking your own balls. And today, we're going to break down all the rules.
I'm willing to bet your answer is something like, solids or stripes, right?
Yeah, that's the game most of us grew up with. It's a fantastic game, don't get me wrong, but it is fundamentally different from 9-ball. And that difference, it all starts with the main objective.
Okay, check this out. On the left, you've got 8-ball's mission. It's a two-step process, right? You got to clear a whole category of 7 balls before you can even think about winning. But 9-ball, it has one beautiful, simple goal. Just pocket the 9-ball. How you get there? Well, that's where all the fun and strategy comes in.
So here's our game plan for today. We'll start with a big picture, then we're going to dive right into the nitty-gritty, from the break shot to the final 9. We'll even cover the fouls, so you'll know exactly how to play and watch like a pro.
All right, first things first, we need to get one thing straight. 9-ball isn't about my balls versus your balls. No, it's a whole different mindset.
So here it is, the key difference. 8-ball is a category game. You've got your group, I've got mine. But 9-ball, that's a rotation game. And what that means is you have to play the balls in numerical order. I love this ladder analogy. You just can't skip a rung. You have to go one by one.
Now that we've got that core concept down, let's look at how the game is actually set up. Because the objective and the rack are what give 9-ball its unique personality right from the very start.
The objective couldn't be simpler. Sink the 9-ball. But here's the catch. You can do it at any time. Any legal shot that sinks the 9-ball wins the game. And yes, that means you can win on the break. This one rule is what makes the game so explosive.
And the setup is just designed for that kind of action. The 9 balls are racked in this tight diamond shape. The 1 ball, which is always the first ball you have to hit, that goes right at the front, at the very tip. And the money ball, the 9, that's always placed smack dab in the center of the diamond.
And this just shows the difference so clearly when you put it next to the 8-ball rack we all know. That's a full 15-ball triangle, a much bigger, more stable target. The 9-ball rack, though, it's just leaner, meaner, and built for a completely different kind of game.
Okay, let's get into the gameplay. The first 2 shots of any 9-ball game are probably the most strategic, and they have some really unique rules that you are definitely not going to find in your average bar game.
A legal break has just a few simple rules. You start from the kitchen, you absolutely have to hit the 1 ball first, and if you don't pocket a ball, at least 4 of the other balls have to hit a cushion. That last rule is key. It forces an aggressive break and really keeps the game from getting stagnant.
So, let's picture this. You smash the rack, it's a perfect legal break. Balls fly everywhere, but the cue ball rolls up and hides behind another ball. You can't see the 1 ball. You're totally snookered. Now, in most games, you just have to try some crazy kick shot and hope for the best. But 9-ball, it offers a fascinating way out.
It is called the push-out. It's a special one-time-only shot, right after the break, that lets you just move the cue ball to a better spot. On this one shot, there are no rules about hitting the lowest ball or hitting a rail. It is a pure tactical play, and it can be a total game changer.
So here's how this little chess match works. You tell your opponent, push out. Then you just gently tap the cue ball anywhere you want. Now, you might push it to a great spot for you, but here's the brilliant twist. Your opponent gets to choose. They can either take the shot from that new position you just created, or they can make you shoot from it. It is a high-stakes mind game on a pool table.
So, you've survived the break, and maybe even a push-out. Now we get to the absolute heart of the game, the one rule that dictates every single shot from this point forward.
This is it, the golden rule. On every single shot, the cue ball's first point of contact must be with the lowest numbered ball still on the table. So if the 1, 2, and 3 are gone, you have to hit the 4 ball first. No exceptions. This is what rotation is all about.
But, and this is where it gets really fun, following that rule doesn't mean you have to sink the balls in order. As long as you hit that lowest ball first, you can use it to combo the 9-ball into a pocket. You can carom off of it and sink the 9. That 9-ball is live on every single shot, and if it drops legally, boom, game over. Instantly. Of course, where there are rules, there are ways to break them. In 9-ball, the fouls are pretty simple to understand, but the penalty is severe, which creates this high-stakes pressure on every single shot. The common fouls are pretty straightforward, but the one you really need to know is no rail after contact.
After you legally hit the lowest ball, something, either the cue ball or any object ball, has to hit a rail. This rule is so important because it prevents players from just getting into boring defensive battles, just nudging balls around. It keeps the action going.
So here's the hammer. The penalty for any foul in 9-ball is ball in hand for your opponent. And this is not like bar rules where you have to shoot from behind the line. No. Ball in hand means your opponent can pick up that cue ball and place it absolutely anywhere they want on the entire table. It is a massive, often game-ending advantage.
And just to add another layer of mental gymnastics, there's the 3-foul rule. If you commit 3 fouls in a row without making a legal shot in between them, you automatically lose the game. You can just imagine the pressure of being on 2 fouls, knowing that next mistake costs you everything. Okay, so we have totally broken down the rules of 9-ball. For our final bit, let's zoom out and put it in context with the other popular pool games, just to really highlight what makes it so unique.
Just look at that last row there, calling shots. In 8-ball, and in its tougher big brother, 10-ball, you have to call your shot. You have to say which ball you're sinking in which pocket. But in 9-ball, you don't. That means slop counts. So if you legally hit the 1 ball and the 9-ball just happens to fly into a corner pocket by accident, you win. A lucky shot can literally win you the game, and that adds this wild element of chance that makes 9-ball just so much fun to watch.
So there you have it. You've got the strategic warfare of 8-ball, the fast-paced, sometimes lucky action of 9-ball, and the pure, surgical precision of 10-ball. Each game tests a different part of your skill, your mind, and your nerve. Now that you know the engine behind the fastest game on the felt, the only question is, which one are you going to rack up next?